What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to go over a couple things that I found out through YouTube, through some other YouTube users, on some tips and tricks on how to improve your performance drastically when playing on Windows mixed reality headsets, especially when you're playing Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I'll go through a couple things. It's going to be a brief and quick tutorial. I can show you a couple things that I did to improve my performance, and then after that I'm going to go over some settings that I've actually found through something called the Bang for Buck Performance Guide. It's on the Steam community page. I will post a link to that in my description. So we'll do it together, one by one. By each graphical parameter, I will set it according to the guide or on the guide's recommendations. All right, I'll also post links to other YouTube users to their videos where I found out a lot of the information. All right, well, I will start the tutorial right after the intro. All right, I'll be right back. Bye-bye. Okay, well, welcome back. So let's get this started on what you can do to improve your overall performance when you're playing a game like Microsoft Flight Simulator. First things first, a disclaimer. This information, these ideas aren't mine. I will post the links to where I got this info from. So I'm not trying to take credit for any of this stuff, but I got this information from one person. I think his name is Holden Riot. I followed his tutorial and it worked perfectly. So I was really impressed. Like I said before, I was really impressed on how quickly my Reverb booted up. And I'm about to see in a bit to see how it impacts performance. But yeah, I can tell it's probably gonna work. So here we go. First things first, what you can do is go into your display settings, and any of your monitors should be listed under display that you're utilizing. I'm just using one monitor a very large 65-inch screen. It's like massive in front of my face. But if you have multiple monitors, it will show, you know, 1, 2, 3, depending on your setup. Everybody's setup is different. So, but I followed his tutorial, Holden's tutorial, and he was on point. I put it on my Windows mixed reality headset, and all of a sudden it showed like 3 monitors showing up. I was like, what the hell is going on here? So when that happens, if that happens, then as he suggested, just pull the cord out, the AC, the power supply, disconnect it, and then what you can do is you have to go into your registry editor. And he mentions before you do that, it's a good idea to check for any updates, anything like that, Windows updates. So, I mean, this is really simple, rudimentary things. You just go to update and security from your settings. I have my settings always attached to my taskbar, so I have easy access. And, you know, you just basically just check for any Windows updates. And if there are any, then you just update it, and that's that. Then what you do is you go into your Windows and you type in reg, and you click on as administrator, and I already had it set up in advance so I can access it easily. And you just follow these prompts. You just follow here. I have it. I'll highlight it for everybody to see. You look for computer, HKey current user, software, then Microsoft, Windows, current version, and then you click onto holographic. So that's basically the tree right there. And you have to create a file if you don't have one, and you double click. I have it already, and if you don't have it, all you have to do is you right click, new, and then you go on to DWORD 32-bit value right here. And after that, then you name it to pre-allocate virtual monitors, and your value data, set it to 0. It should be by default. It should be already 0. And 0 basically signifies it's off. And if you have it as 1, then it would be 1. I'm sorry, it means that it's basically activated or turned on, you know, computer language. So then there you have it. Make sure it's 0, and then you press OK, and then now that's that. You just exit it out, hit OK, boom, done. So what should happen is then you restart your computer, you restart your PC, and if it worked, then your Windows mixed reality headset won't show back up on your display settings on here. And if it does, then I don't know what to tell you. You did something wrong. I did it. I tested it out, and every time I put the headset on, it doesn't show up at all. So that's that. And I hear that alone, you gain about maybe 20%, you know, performance, maybe 30. I don't know. Okay, let's see. The next thing you can do is you can go into your NVIDIA GeForce experience, given that if you have it, and make sure you have in-game overlay ticked off. You should gain a bit of more performance just by doing that. I never ever use the in-game overlay. I always record with OBS any of my gameplay videos. So yeah. And also, what else can you do? Another thing I learned is go to power options, and to get there, all you have to do is go into your taskbar here and just type in power plan, power options, and you'll see it. And you choose your customized power plan. And I have ultimate performance. it's a little tricky getting that. I found that out through another tutorial on how to add that as an actual power plan to your thing. But by default, you should only have maybe just balanced and, you know, driver booster power plan and high performance. If you don't have ultimate performance, most people probably don't, just tick on the high performance. That works just as good. So yeah, I guess that basically allocates your computer into utilizing more of your PC's power for gaming and things like that. Let's see what else. That's really about it. Oh, I'm sorry, there's one last thing that really helped me a lot when I was like really low on VRAM. It's a program called, here it is right here, Intelligent Standby List Cleaner. I will post this link to this program in the description of my video. So what this does is it basically, you can set it in a way where you can set it and literally forget it, where it will constantly refurbish, you know, extra like memory, or replenish your VRAM's memory when you're playing games or whatnot. So I have 32 gigs of RAM. So you have to go right here. The size list is at least 1024. Set it to 1024 megabytes, and you should have ticked here. If you don't have it, tick it in. Knock it down. Set it to like 16,000. That depends though. That depends how much memory you have. So for 32 gigabytes, you have it. So half of 32 is what, right? 16,000. So if you only have 16,000, then you put 8,000. If you only have 8,000, then you put 4. And that's it. You make sure these two boxes are checked. Start Intelligent Standby List Cleaner Minimize and Auto Start Monitoring, and you have it launched automatically on user logon. And your wanted timer resolution, I was told to set it to 0.50. And that's it. Enable custom timer resolution. I have it ticked. It's always been ticked. I don't know. I think it was just there by default. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But I just left it ticked. And manually you can do it. Just hit purge standby list and you should free up some memory. But I have it set in such a way where it's constantly doing that. So once I reach a limit or a minimum of how much I have, then it will just free up. It will keep, you know, replenishing it. And that's it. Set it and you forget it. And it's always constantly running. And to make sure, it should be in this box right here. Yeah, and yeah. That should be just about it. Those are the things that I can really only think of to in order to improve, you know, performance. I don't know if everyone has this, but I'm always using the gaming booster thing, where over here is a GPU tweak thing, and every time before I play a game or anything, I just click on the game booster and it automatically shuts off any background Windows processes that it's not utilizing, that your computer doesn't need to use in order to play a particular game. So therefore you can have a lot more power for, you know, and headroom for your, you know, whatever programs or whatever games you're trying to play. And that is it. So I shall be back. I'm gonna start up the Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I will go over every graphics setting in there, and I'm gonna manually set it to the performance guide that I mentioned earlier, the bang for buck. And like I said, I will post that also in my video's link description. All right, I'll be back. Take care. I will literally see you in like 2 seconds. Bye-bye. All right, welcome back. Here we are. So I'm going to go through all these settings and I'm going to adjust them according to the guide. And I want to see if I'm going to get any drastic increase in performance and frame rate Hopefully I do. I have my developer tool turned on. As you can see in the top right hand corner, it shows your current frames. It's on dev mode right now. So let's go into the options. Let's see. General, and here are the graphic settings. Right now it's set on full screen. I have it full screen resolution. I have it at 1440p. And let's see, one of the biggest hits to performance is the render scaling, of course, and my purpose is for VR, so I'm going to switch it over to that. My render scale, I have it set at 80. For now, I'm going to start low. I'm going to start at around 60. And it's recommended with your anti-aliasing to be at TAA if you have it under 80, I'd say. So TAA, here's DLAA, FXAA. FXAA is less graphically intensive in terms of its resources. So yeah, I'll leave it at TAA. Here we go. Terrain level detail, also known as level detail LOD. The guide says to set it at 50% and increase if your PC is capable or if you have headroom. So I'm going to do what it says. I'm going to knock it down to 50. Terrain vector data. Any setting, as it's not known how it affects performance. So medium, low. I'll see what happens if I have it on ultra. Let's see what else. Buildings. Buildings is suggested to be on high. Because I noticed when I had it on medium or low before, it's when you're flying kind of close, it just, you know, low towards the horizon, it looked really bad. So I like to keep the buildings on high, and even the texture details, I'm going to keep it on like either high or ultra, I think. The trees, suggest that you leave it at medium. It can affect performance in highly dense areas naturally, like a lot of forested areas. It will drastically hit your frame rate. Grass and bushes, it's suggested to leave it on medium. The same reason. Now, volumetric clouds, I hear, is second to your render scaling. It will really affect your performance. So that I'm probably going to keep at either low or medium. I mean, I wish I could crank it up to ultra because the clouds look beautiful in this game, or at least high, but I really don't want to mess around. So yeah, I'm just going to keep it at low for now, and I'm going to see how my performance in VR will run. And, you know, if I have any headroom, if I'm getting decent frames, and, you know, so be it. Then I'll increase from there. Your texture resolution has doesn't really have a significant hit to your performance, so the guide says to set it to ultra. So yeah, there it is. Anisotropic filtering is recommended to be set to around 4. It says there's no significant impact until you set it to around 8. After 8, then yeah, then you might start getting some kind of lag. So be on the safe side. I'll do what it says and I'll leave it on 4. Texture super sampling says off. Texture synthesis, any. Alright, so I'll leave that on ultra. Water waves, medium is suggested. Shadow maps, 1024, and you can crank it up to 1536 if you have any performance headroom. And the same thing with the terrain shadows. So I'll leave both of those at 1024. Sorry if you hear me blow into the mic, I'm actually smoking right now. Contact shadows, it's recommended to be turned off, but it can prove realism. If you have headroom, try turning it to ultra. So contact shadows, I'll leave that at off for now. Windshield effects has no significant hit to your frame rate, so I'll leave that on ultra. Ambient occlusion, yeah, that I know that definitely affects even other games. I'm gonna leave that off, or maybe low. I'll leave it on low. Reflections is one of my favorite things in a game, but you know, I have a very low, you know, well, it's not the weakest computer, but it's definitely, I am at this point, it's starting to really show its age. So everybody's PC rig setup is going to be different, so it's really going to vary. But for me, like I said in many of my other videos, I only have a 1080 Ti with an i7-7700K Intel, so it's I need to upgrade pretty soon. Reflections, I don't think I can afford to even have it on. But if you have headroom, it says set it to medium, so I'm just gonna leave it off for now. Light shaft set to off, and same thing, if you have headroom, try setting it higher, leave it to ultra. I'll leave that off for now also. Bloom suggested to turn off for some reason. Depth of field, I don't see it here. It's probably in the PC version though. Lens flare, I don't see it. And cockpit refresh rate has no significant impact, it says, so you can leave that at ultra if there is an ultra. No, there is no ultra. Alright, I'll leave it at high then. And that's it for that. F11, apply settings. Okay. See what else I can adjust. See traffic. Yeah, I lowered it down to like 50 for the VR. One setting, it says, for generic plane models with AI and or multiplayer. Any. So apparently to this guide it doesn't really have. I'm gonna set it to off for now though. It doesn't really have any impact. This traffic right doesn't matter because I have the play model set to off anyways. So yeah, that's it really, I'd say. Alright, I shall be right back. I'm going to put the headset on and I'm gonna test it out and see if I gain any significant results. Fingers crossed, I hope I do. Alright, I shall be back in a couple of seconds. Alright, here we go, I'm back. So, this is it. Graphics have been optimized to the best that I can of my ability. I've been spending the past 24 hours tweaking this game, playing around with resolution scaling. It's not easy. Definitely not easy. And I've been having a lot of trouble recording the gameplay. This is my 10th time trying to record.
Yeah, not easy, folks. Hopefully this goes well. I found an interesting program called Bandicam, if anybody is interested. And with this camera, this program, recording software, you can adjust the size of the window. There's a rectangle that you can adjust, a recording rectangle. So I found it helpful for a game like this, is because apparently you can only record this game during VR gameplay. You can only record one of the lenses, one of the eyes, either the left or the right. You could record both, but it wouldn't look right on YouTube, I don't think, unless you just want to make a video where anybody with something like Google Glass, I think, can view it and they can also enjoy it. But I probably will eventually do something like that. I used to love, when I first started getting involved in VR, I was obsessed with watching, you know, Google Cardboard, SBS 360 videos, things of that nature. And that's really what, to be honest, that's what really got me involved heavily in VR, was that. So been having a lot of trouble recording my gameplay on this game because the Windows Mixed Reality portal sucks. Yeah, the video footage is horrendous. It's laggy and choppy, and it literally looks like you're looking at a flip book. That's how bad it is. So I just found some tips, not just the graphics optimization tweaking, but for recording. I found it helpful to use OpenXR and click onto motion reprojection. I did a test run of recording video just before this one using this method, and it worked, and recording the left eye worked through the Bandicam, but the bad thing is it still records just your left lens, so you have to crop out, you know, a good amount of real estate of the lens out, or you'll see the black areas around the rim, and it just looks bad. So on DaVinci Resolve, I had to crop it out, and the best I can do, unfortunately, I made it look kind of stretched out. And I had to do it just to get rid of the black edges. So that's the only, you know, downfall, or, you know, the only downer to recording, you know, this game. This game is, I wish they would fix, you know, HP Reverb, or, you know, Windows Mixed Reality, you know, that company. I wish they would find a solution to this where people can record gameplay easy. Because on Steam VR, it's almost flawless, you know. The easiest time I had recording anything, to be honest, was through Oculus. Let me get another alternate view here. So yeah, Oculus was the best. Very easy. It just worked. But Windows Mixed Reality, you know, using HP Reverb, it's a hassle. Hands down, the best headset on the market. Well, depending who you ask. Some people like the Valve Index more, but in terms of resolution and everything, it's great. But like I said time and time again, you need a powerful rig. You need a really jacked up PC on steroids to be able to really appreciate the full extent of this headset. And I only have a 1080 Ti, so, you know, so much for that. Oh yeah. Another bad thing about the whole handy cam, bandy cam, whatever it's called, is you have to pay for it. It's 40 US dollars. You can use it for free, but there's a watermark logo on it, which I can crop out. And get this, you can only record for about 10 minutes. So I don't know how much time has passed since I've been recording right now, but I'm probably hitting that 10-minute mark. So before I forget, I just want to say I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like and sub and subscribe. I put a lot of work into this. You know, I mean, mainly it's for myself, but still, I mean, I put a horrendous amount of work into the tutorial and editing the video and editing, you know, it's a huge learning curve when you start getting into VR and video editing. I'm telling you, you can spend a lifetime. Central Park looks pretty cool. So yeah, like and subscribe. You know, I put out content pretty much almost every day. That's how much of a loser I am with no life. Just kidding. Okay, maybe not, but alright. Well, the video, I'll just let it cut off by itself, but I hope you enjoy it and take care. I'll see you in the next one. Maybe I'll do like 10-minute clips every day, you know, until I buy the software. But I just want to test out the software to see if it works efficiently up to my standards. But maybe I'll 10-minute clips every day, a different area, different part of the world. I think that would be a great little series I can start for myself and for YouTube. And maybe I can end each video by crashing to a building or something, just for laughs. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the viewers would appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to lower down the resolution scale a bit and the OpenXR scaling resolution. I'm gonna have to knock it down about 60. 60 might be the sweet spot. I mean, it's still doable, but it's just it's a bit laggy. Playable though. The drone view, beautiful.